Right, it's time to have a look at this this head. We'll take the valves out, check the guides and the spring length. Yeah, let's just get on with it. Got the valve compressor here. This is my auto jumble find, which I repaired, so let's see if it works. Just get a block of wood. Right. Roughly the right place. Trying to get this in, keep this in shot. Not that easy. Right, how are we doing? Oh. Probably get them out of there. So where are we? Exhaust left. That works okay. Angle this camera up a bit, I think. It's all a bit out of shot. Right. So I'll give these a clean up before I put them in the bag. I'll get them out first. Cap. Spring and spring. Ooh. Yeah. Definitely some wear there. Yeah. You can probably hear it if you can't see it. Yeah, so they all need looking at. What is the seat like? Pretty carboned up in there anyway. Probably need a bit of a clean up at least. Doesn't look too badly pitted. Might be some there. Yeah, until I get that cleaned up properly, won't be able to see. But, that's the first one out. Anyway, what I will do is get these cleaned, bagged up, and do the next one. I think that's how I'll do it. So that's pretty much it. Same for the rest of them, and have another look once they're all out. Right, had a little clean up. Had these in the parts washer. Head is in there at the minute, just draining off. The valve seats don't actually look too bad. They probably would have just need a little grind in and they'd have been fine. But obviously I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to cut them, recut them, because I'm going to have to fit new valve guides, because they're definitely had it. Oh yeah, and the other thing I forgot to show was removing the bottom valve seat, which is a little bit tricky to get out. Inlet isn't so bad, but the exhaust is quite deep in there, so I just used a few picks and flat blade screwdrivers and things and just jiggled it out. Just kind of have to wiggle it out. It was a bit tight on the stem. So that's that. And right, spring length. Now this is 1967. I think 68 and on is different lengths, but these should be, as far as I can tell, inner should be 41.275 millimeter. Which that is, I didn't see that, clearly not. And the outer is 51.5937, which that is clearly not either. So I'm going to have to get new valve springs as well. Valves do appear to be okay. I have just got to decoke these properly. They just had in the parts washer, just had a degrease, but they actually do seem to be okay, so I think we'll be alright with them. Just need a bit of a clean, and yeah, I've got to decoke the head fully once that's drained down. Yeah, so I'll check the rest of these, but I guess they're all going to be the same. They're all going to have to be replaced. But just for interest, I'll have a look, and I'll measure those and come back and let you know. Yeah, so I've been through it a lot. They are all too short or compressed, so yeah, we'll need a full set of inners and outers also. So that's new springs, new guides, yeah, so I'll get those on order, and in the meantime I can be decoking that head properly. It's quite badly cooked up, and yeah, I'll be ready. I won't take the guides out. There's no point in taking them out until I get the new ones to go in, because I've obviously got to heat the head up, and knock them out and knock the new ones in at the same time while it's still hot. So the only thing I might do is just make up a brass what do you call it, press, to knock the guides out with. I've just got to make something up, turn that up on the lathe. It's got the new valve guides. Because I'm going to be fitting new guides, I'm going to have to cut the well, I should really cut the seats again. So I've managed to get hold of an original cutter, valve seat cutter, which you can see that is threaded on the inside, and which is that part there. The only problem being, couldn't either get the holder or the guide pin. I think this is actually two parts in reality. I think these pins are separate and they actually screw into this part here. So what I've done is actually made one. Probably should have videoed this, but it's quite hard to actually get in here with the camera, with this camera anyway. That was not so bad with the other one, because I could the other one had zoom on it, the one that I broke. So I'm down to using this little action camera at the moment, which is not ideal, because like I say, it doesn't zoom, got no macro or anything like that, so it's a bit limiting. Yeah, so basically, well, I'm part way through making this anyway. So I've made the stem there. I've just made that the same diameter, or slightly smaller than the valve stem diameter. Cut a thread on here, which is 20 TPI, 5/8, and yeah, that fits on there nicely. The only thing I've got to do now, which I probably should have done first, was cut some thread relief in there, so this will go right up to this stop there. Yeah, so I've just got to, I can now move this out. The thread is done. Move this out a bit and I can make the stem piece, make the piece like this with a T-bar in it, which is not going to be that difficult. I might just reduce this down a bit, the shank of it, so it's quite a heavy thing. Yeah, and the only other challenge I had was the only thread cutting tool I have, which is that one there, which has got 55° one end and a 60° the other. It's not really meant for this, this tool holder. That's a little bit small, so I had to set it quite a way back just to get the rear clamp on. I probably just could have put a bit of bar or something across there, but yeah. So that was, and it also made it quite hard to, because there's that much sticking out, quite hard to sort of watch what you're doing. Yeah, that is actually meant for the for the mini lathe over there. Yeah, so, but actually that's the first time I cut a thread on here, and that was quite easy really, especially as I have fitted, well, I upgraded this. I've got a 3-phase motor on it with an inverter, which means, and my own little control box here, which I made, which has got a forward, stop, reverse switch here. So it's just a case of, although it looks a bit back to front, that's actually forward, that direction. So yeah, so when I'm cutting thread, when it gets near, it's getting near, sort of around, let's have to point with, where are we? Yeah, so when it was getting to about that point there, I'll just hit the switch to stop, hit reverse, and it would, yeah, just back off. That seemed to work quite well. So yeah, that wasn't too bad actually, cutting that. Yeah, and the change gears in here. Here, and there's the table there. But funnily enough, this actually gives different gears to use to the one in the book. This was 50, 36, 56, 42. The one in the book was different, so yeah, I didn't quite know why. Obviously comes out the same. But yeah, so I've got to swap that back over, and yeah, put it back to turn gears, and I can get this completed then and be ready to yeah, quite pleased with that thread. That's quite good actually. It's turned out okay. Yeah, so I can get that finished off and I'll be ready to go once I've swapped the swap these over. So that'll be the next thing, is to get that get the head in the oven, get that heated up. I've got a punch somewhere to knock them out. Yeah, oh, and the other thing is, which I didn't notice before, one of these exhaust valves, for some reason, it's got a nasty, let's show up, ding in the end of it. Oh, that's something in the manufacturing that went wrong. Yeah, so I think I'm going to get a couple of new exhaust valves anyway. The intakes are okay. Yeah. Yeah, so it's coming along. Right, so that's the finished item. I'm just going to cut down this bolt to use the T-bar in there, so that'll work okay for that, I think. And I've done my thread relief in there, so they should spin right up to the end now, like that. So hopefully, just get the head over here. It's got me new. It's got me new valve guides in. That will sort of work, something like that. I just need to make this a little bit shorter, this T-bar. Yeah, so I probably want to cut that down about there, I think, probably do it. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Right, I think that's time to try out the little cutting tool. Yeah, let's go in the exhaust first. Well, you can hear us doing something. Yeah, starting to cut. See, there's a little ridge there where valve has been wearing into the seat. I'm starting to get that out. I think I do need to put another end on my Tommy bar though. I think I might just put a thread on there and just a little blobby bit. Just have to keep watching it don't drop out. Almost there. I think it looks like slightly more wear this side and this side, which I guess there would be. Still got a little bit of a ridge there in the middle of the seat. This is all clear here now. Right, I think what I'll do, get the camera out of the way and carry on with that. Right, there we are. So all those cut. I think I will probably call it there and grind them in now. I think I don't want to overdo it and pocket them because I haven't got a blender. So sorry, I'm putting the thing on. Yeah, but certainly cleaned them out anyway. There is a little bit of a ridge there, but I think once I've ground it will clean that little piece out, and then we can just put it together and see if we've got to do a leak test on it and see what it's like. Yeah, I'll get the air gun and give that a blow over, and then we'll get the cut and paste out. Right, I've just done the inlets. I've just used some fine on there. Haven't even bothered with the coarse. They're pretty grey all the way around, and the valves are the same. That'll probably show up very well on this camera. It's not that great at detail. Yeah, so just got the exhaust to do, but I've got new valves for them which haven't arrived yet, so can't really do any more to that. So, but once they turn up, I'll just get those ground in, and yeah, and then I can put the thing back together. Oh, and just got to check the clearance, the guide clearance. I think the inlets are going to be pretty much okay. They're not, a stem is not terribly worn. Checked it with a micrometer, so they're probably okay. They probably won't need anything doing to them, because you can feel just a fraction of movement in there, but just need to measure them properly. And the exhausts, well, until I get the new valves, so I can't really tell. But oh, strangely enough, the old exhaust valves are tighter on the stem than the inlet valves, which should be the other way around. There should be more clearance. You know, the exhaust valve stem should be slightly smaller than the inlet valve stem, so there should be a bit more clearance. So that seems a bit odd, unless they're just because one of these did have a nasty ding there, so that just make you wonder what's happened to them. But yeah, the inlets seem to be okay. Yeah, so once those valves turn up, I shall be away. Right, nice new exhaust valve. I've just measured out with a micrometer. They are supposed to be 7.8, but actually I measured 7.89. I'll give the exhaust valve guide a remount with that, which is a 5/16, and measure with the old expanding ball gauge in there, and that measured to 7.94. It's in millimeters, by the way, because the only small micrometer I've got is in millimeters. I've got larger imperial ones, but not a small imperial one. Yeah, so that is 0.05 millimeter clearance, which the exhaust should be, wrote it down somewhere. Where did I write that? Oh, here we are. Clearance should be between, on the exhaust, should be between 0.0508 and 0.1016, so that's kind of just about there. A little bit on the tight side, but sure that'll be fine. Hardly anything. And on the exhaust, sorry, the inlet on the stem, which obviously I'm using the existing one, which probably could have ordered new ones really. They were a little bit more worn than I thought. So the stem I measured in 3 different places, and that was between 7.81 and 7.83. Spec is supposed to be 7.861 to 7.87. Yeah, so that's a little bit, 7.87, yeah, little bit over, a little bit worn, not by much. And the guide, which I haven't reamed, I've just left that as it was pressed in. on the inlet. That measured, where are we, 7.89 with the old ball, slide and fit. So that gave me between 0.06 and 0.08 clearance, and on the inlet that should be between 0.0254 and 0.0762. So yeah, that's fine. Without reaming, that'll be fine. Let's see, that's probably a little bit more clearance on the inlet than there is on the exhaust, and that should really be the other way around, but I think that'll be okay. It still feels a little bit tight. You just need to, oh, am I doing the wrong one? Can't remember which one I reamed now. That one, that's the one I reamed. Yeah. But yeah, that should be fine, I think. And that one is for that. Is that the left? No, this is the left. Yeah. Yeah, done odd really. Right, so I now need to remount the right one on the exhaust and just check the measurements on those two. Those ones. 7.945 maybe. 7.95, what was the other one? 7.94. Yeah, so we're fine with that. Yeah, these little gauges, they just expand as you turn this. That ball expands. You just expand it into the guide until you get a bit of a drag on it, and that's there. Apparently there is another way you can do it. So to do it without one of these, you are supposed to, where are we? That's in there. Yeah, you're supposed to put that in, put the valve in, hold it in a position where that would normally be open, get a dial indicator, yeah, so that would be, where are we? Trying to find the bottom of it now. Yeah, so you get your dial indicator, obviously not so it's floating around in mid-air, but so it's fixed and zero it, and then while holding that in the position, the open position, rock that like that, forward and back, so you get a reading, and then half that reading, and that would be your clearance, which I might even try that just to see see how accurate that is. But yeah, might be an idea just to have a go at that. Right, there we are. That's the head complete. Valves back in. Two new exhaust valves. And new springs. Full set of new springs, that is. Yeah, and yeah, the old repaired Britax clamp did us proud again. So yeah, got those all back in. I didn't bother videoing that because I thought it's pretty much the same as, well, opposite to the putting them in. So and there's a little bit of fiddly getting the collets in, bit fiddly to film that. So yeah, just went ahead and did it. So that's another little bit done. Just need a new stud for there, and I think I'll replace these. And look at the, for some reason, top bit of those studs is rounded up, or the thread is gone. So yeah, a couple of them, but no rush for that because I'm waiting for the head. The barrel, which is away at the reborers. So I think what I might do, probably do it tomorrow now, I'll just get some either petrol or WD-40 or something in there and just check there's no leakage, which there shouldn't be. But yeah, worth just giving it a check. Yeah, there's the old valve springs and the old exhaust valves there. Yeah, so hopefully that will all be okay.